singer-songwriter make her debut. And we went to the club where she was singing, and sitting in the back of, well, it was a kind of a high-tone bar, but it was a bar. Sitting in the back of the room, all alone at a table, was a really rough-looking old guy, but he's interesting looking too. He probably wasn't as old as he looked. He looked as old as the hills. And he was pretty old. He had long, iron gray hair hanging all the way down his back to his waist. And he was doing something very unsettling. He was drinking Boilermakers just as fast as the waitress could bring him. A double shot in one hand and a draft beer in the other. And he was just pounding those down, one right after the other. So, you know, I'm a novelist, I'm nosy, and I couldn't help but notice that this poor guy was drinking himself to death right there in front of us. Well, we were with another couple, and they told us that at one time, this old guy in the back of the club had been maybe the best, or one of the best, writers of authentic country music and Americana music in America. But he had fallen off the wagon and drunk up a couple $1 million worth of songwriting proceeds. And then he got back on the wagon again and wrote some more great songs. This was the guy when Willie Nelson scratched out 3 or 4 words on the back of an envelope and called it a song. This was the guy he went to make a real song out of it. And here he was, killing himself right there. Well, the young lady finished her set, and when she did, this guy looked up and he waved to her and he said, "Girlie, come on back here. I want to give you a piece of advice." So once again, you know, being nosy, I eavesdropped. And this is what he said. She approached his table pretty cautiously, which I thought was wise. And he said to her, "Little girl, when you're home alone at midnight, writing them sad, pretty songs, and then again, when you get up on stage to sing them, don't never hold nothing back." And with that, his eyes kind of glazed over again, and he went back to his booze. And our friends wrote to us, our friends in Nashville wrote to us a couple months later to say just in passing that this guy had drunk himself to death, just as we knew he was going to. But if I've thought once, I've thought 100 times what wonderful advice that was to give a young songwriter or a writer or a young artist of any kind. Don't never hold nothing back. If it doesn't work, if you try it and it doesn't work, you can always take it out the way I did 800 pages of those first 1,150 pages of Walking to Gatlinburg. But I think what he was telling her in his own rough-hewn way was, you write it from in here, and don't worry about it. What a nice audience you've been. Thank you.